Big Hat Racing update, continuation of our continuation update. Let's go use it on the track, baby! Back last we talked to you was in June. We thought we'd be ready for Chuckwalla and some testing. We thought we found the electrical issues. We were wrong. And so today we're going to talk about what the last 90 days have happened on the wiring, where we are, and why it took so long, and a couple solutions in this episode. We had two issues on the wiring harness that we chased down and finally have the car working and running. So issue one, and is unique to Gen 3, is the oil pressure control valve. And Powered by the Hour just did a great episode on Gen 1, 2, and 3 filter relocation, oil filter relocation kits. And they talked about Gen 3, but very, very briefly on Gen 3. They did point out this beauty here. This of course sits on the engine block. It's your oil filter housing here. On the stock configuration, you have the water pump, water cooled, and then the filter. We of course removed the water cooled feature in the SN95 swap and attempted to put the shorter canister, oil canister here. Didn't have enough room on the iBox sway bar and the QA1 K-member, and so this had to come out. So we went with the MMR track pack. You guys saw that in phase 2.5 of the build where we put in the tracks pack and remove the OPC valve. This is a solenoid actually, and it's unique to the Gen 3 Mustang, not on the 2, not on the 1. And we removed this. Every MMR said you can remove it. It's all good. Don't worry about it. We did a bunch of other wiring things. Found out that you can't remove that. This solenoid, the PCM is looking for oil pressure. It messes with the oil pressure, puts you in limp mode. After 3 cycles, you get limp mode. We didn't know that because nobody said that would happen. Gen 3 was new. Fast forward, we found a solution. This is a 100 ohm, 1 watt resistor, and this is the finished product. We soldered on these blades and to the 2-prong connector, and instead of plugging this in, we plugged this in, and no more limp mode, no more engine code. All you Gen 1 and 2 guys, you know Steve White's instructions. He kind of the guru in Gen 1 and 2 is you take your oil pressure sender and you connect a wire and you run it back to your 42 pin connector in the back of the car here on your stock SN95. You can see a red wire and a gray wire there by the fuel filter. And that gray wire is connected to the oil pressure sensor on the 18. By connecting to the 42 pin connector, it then goes to your SN95 dash and your oil pressure gauge works. Unfortunately, what Steve White didn't know, and we learned the hard way, is that sent additional voltage back to the 18 PCM through the oil pressure sender to the dash. That spike throwing the code. So the solution of the P0521 was unplugging the 42 pin connector gray wire off the sensor. Now, by doing that, we lost our gauge on the oil pressure on the 99 dash. The long-term solution, in fact, we've ordered it, they're backward, Dakota Digital, we're going with a full swap dash, so we'll have an oil pressure there. Now with 99% of the car complete, sans the dash, next time you see us, we're going to be out testing the 4.6 lap times at Willow Springs, October 12th, to the new Coyote Cobra 5-liter Gen 3 Coyote.